I think they peaked. They'll never be able to get no higher than this. That's just me. With this current roster and how it's constructed, unless it's internal development going on, Derek Lively, Hardy, Josh Green, they get better in reasonable ways. I don't think this can be replicated. I
I
think
want PJ.
finals.
I want PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. to work on that game some more. Like, don't just stop with those three guys. I want the main. I want everybody who's getting a valuable portion of minutes in this playoff run or going on into the future. I want all them to be working on that game. I, I believe that PJ still has another gear that he hasn't unlocked. I think
Mm-hmm.
him being in Charlotte probably just made him be complacent with, okay, this is just where I'm gonna be for most of my career. So, we're not gonna really win much. My best player on my team always hurt. I'm just this just what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be on a bad team my whole career. So he
What would
kind of
that
just got
next gear be
complacent.
though, Ray?
A more
For PJ.
consistent knockdown shooter, a more versatile wing defender who can also sometimes guard the post. I feel like he can also be another ball handler on the court. He don't have to be another shot creator per se, but he just need to be another ball handler on the court at times when Luca or Kyrie go take that rest, and they need an extra guy out there that. Because I mean, Hardy could be another ball handler, but they also sometimes it's just good to have a big wing who can handle the ball. Not so much as a Scottie Pippen type, but just somebody who can, like, they can take care of the ball, they can pass the ball pretty good, and they can just make plays for themselves at times. So I feel like he still got stuff that he can add offensively and defensively to the Mavericks roster, Mavericks team.
Chris, because Ray saying PJ, which is kind of surprising. Because I kind of think Derrick Jones Jr. He is what he is. He ain't getting no better. Like he probably can get develop more IQ, but in terms of actually being a better player, no, he is what he is. PJ, I like that a little bit more. Chris, what are your thoughts on Mavericks getting better internally?
I agree with you. I agree with what Ray said 100%. PJ will be taking that next step for us next season. Also, yeah, like you said, DJ, some of the young guys, you're going to have to develop. Lively. He'll get better. He'll probably be a starter from day one next season. We have Omax Prosper. He'll probably be in the rotation a little bit more as he continues to develop. Hardy will be probably taking Tim Hardaway Jr.'s spot in the regular season as far as, six-man score, things like that. Josh Green, he can definitely get better, but I'm not sure in what areas he'll have to get better because I'm not sure the opportunities will be there for him to have like a much more expanded role unless we lose Derrick Jones.
I think
Uh,
I think I think that's the biggest piece because Josh Green, he has all the tools, he has all the intangibles to be a better version of what Derrick Jones Jr. is. He's
mhm,
athletic, he's good on defense, he can shoot the ball from the corners. But the thing that separates him from Derrick Jones Jr., and I've been saying it, he has a unique ability to pass the like he's a connector piece, like in
I
terms of
agree.
playmaking and basketball IQ on both ends. I think he can be an actual playmaker. I think the only thing with Josh Green is his confidence. And when there's
Hmm.
a lot of people playing in front of you, I think sometimes it's like, oh, if I make a mistake, I'm going to the bench. So if I think Jason Kidd has to demand him to be better. Like, no, this is your role. This is what you have to do, night in, night out. You have to do this. It ain't nobody. It's nobody ahead of you now. I think Josh Green has to be pushed to the forefront because he can just do things athletically. We seen it in Game 4, just the
Yep.
way he can impact the game with his energy. He can impact the
Hmm.
game with his playmaking, shooting from the corners. It's just everything you want out of a wing role player. Josh Green can do, and he was
No,
a blue chip talent.
yeah, yeah.
I think him and Lively is the key, and Jaden Hardy, like you said, he needs to be a legit six-man scorer, and he should have been getting way more minutes and being able to be unleashed so he can. With scorers, you have to be in the game so you can realize how you can score on the NBA level. And I think that was the biggest thing with Jaden Hardy. You get to see him in the playoffs kind of making mistakes, but we should have been seeing him make mistakes in the regular
Thanks.
season and know how
Yeah.
to get his shot off, when to shoot, when to pass, when to go. So I think they got to improve internally. It's nothing that they can bring in and nothing like that
Yeah.
if they
I don't
want to
know
get
how
back.
much, yeah, they'll be able to bring in I have to look at the numbers and all that stuff. I know probably Hardaway, maybe Cleveland will probably be pieces that'll be moved, but you still have guys you have to pay and replace. So in that regard, I do agree with you that the Mavericks are kind of peaking, but depending on what they do in additions and stuff like that, and how they get better, and of course you always have Luka, you always have Kyrie. I'm not saying they couldn't get back here, but my expectation. I'm not just already penciling it in that they'll make it back here next season. Of course, they'll be They can have a chance to be better, but that does not mean the rest of the West isn't getting better. The rest of the West is tough. And so it's not no cakewalk to the finals in the West, and you're not guaranteed to get back. Everybody thought Denver was guaranteed to get back this after last season, and that didn't happen. So
just based on what we know now, where would y'all rank the Mavericks in terms of expectations for next year? Just based on the current rosters right now, who y'all expect to be better and who y'all expect to get far in the playoffs? Because right now I got OKC over Dallas, and I have I honestly think it's closer between Dallas and Denver than people think. And I think I give because I think Memphis is so sneaky, bro. Memphis is sneaky, bro. All them dudes was hurt, man. So I think those are my top 5 teams. I if Dallas don't make the conference finals next year, I won't be surprised. I think this year was their best chance, but I don't know. I can't expect them to get back.
Yeah, like you said, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they didn't make it to the Western Conference Finals. I would kind of expect it, as long as Luka's healthy and you have good supporting cast around him, I do expect him to go far in the playoffs. That's just, the level of expectation and the high regard I have for him as a talent. But finals, no, I'm not necessarily guaranteed that at all. So,
Ray, what do you think the Mavericks? What do you think? Would you be surprised if the Mavericks don't get back to a conference finals or a finals next year?
As far as the finals, I wouldn't. If they don't get back, I wouldn't be surprised. Like we really think about teams in the past who got to back finals, whether they won or not, or back to back conference finals. Like actually look at those teams. Like those teams were establishing dominance on their conference. Like that's a hard thing to do. Like if you're not already established dominance on your conference, it's hard to repeat. And even when you do establish it, it's people coming out, they doing nothing but headshots at you because they like, bruh, we gotta knock you off. Like we know you got a head full of steam, but we're trying to knock you off. Like they're letting it be known when they play you, they're getting up out their seat. When you on the game, you playing somebody you can beat, you just kind of laid back, chilling. When you play that one person, nah, I gotta lean up a little bit. I gotta stand up for this one. People doing that when they playing certain teams. So whether they win the championship or not, Minnesota remember what they did to them. And remember what Luka was saying to him. Shea remember because people was like, man, Shea, we had y'all pick to beat them. Some said you could have possibly been MVP. But after Luka beat you, some people was like, well, good thing we didn't choose him as MVP. Because some could have argued that Luka could have been MVP. And then, I think the Clippers done. But Denver is another team, like you said. That Denver is always a team that no matter who they go against, they going to put up a fight. Like, they not going to go down easily. So they always gonna be that team that's always in the mix. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make it back. I know some people have certain expectations. We come from an era where if you supposed to be a superstar and you got a pretty solid team around you, of course we expect you to get there. But in this day and age, that's a lot of teams right now. Like it's not really a superstar that's just above another superstar, really, in my book. I mean, yeah, you got certain tiers, but the best players in the league, they're all eye level right now with each other. Now, I can't say Jokic is above Giannis. I can't say Giannis is above Embiid. I can't say Embiid is above Luke. I can't say that because all of them are just like, it's kind of like piano keys. When I press one and it go down, I press another one that go down. It's just I'm going down the whole piano roll. So I mean, it ain't like nobody's just establishing any type of like, yeah, I'm the king. I'm sitting on the throne right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like as we can see, it's gonna be a new champ crowned this year. Like when the last time we seen somebody even go back to back? The Warriors, wasn't it? So like,
no, yeah. I mean, yeah, this Mavericks team was also, I want to keep in mind, this Mavericks team was built halfway through the regular season. So this is a first run, you know, they ain't even had no full season under their belt, but that don't mean, I still don't feel like that'll mean they'll just take this tremendous leap next year, like some people have them doing.
The only thing I think is going to keep them from sustaining this going into next year, I think just other teams have more talented supporting cast. I think you could make the argument Luka and Kyrie is as good of a 1-2 punch as you can get, but 3 through 8, 3 through 9, bro, you could argue it's probably the worst when it comes to teams who have a guy and a second guy. Because if you look at Minnesota, you got Ant and Cat, but then you got Jaden McDaniels, then you got Rudy Gobert, then you had Mike Conley, then you had Nas. Like, it's so many other guys. And then you look at Denver. Of course, they very top 5 heavy, but after Jokic and Murray, you have an Aaron Gordon, you have an MPJ, you have the KCPs, guys that's in their roles that you trust to be great in those roles. When you look at Dallas, those other guys are all low-key hit and miss. We're always hoping on the supporting cast. So I think that's where I struggle with getting Dallas back to this point next year. Even Memphis, I think you got your Ja Morant and Desmond Bain, but then you got your Jaren Jackson Jr.'s. Then you got some other supporting cast guys. Marcus Smart. People forget Marcus Smart over there. I think Memphis gonna be a player too. So it's just after the 2 guys for Dallas, I think the supporting cast, depending on how they get better internally, is gonna determine how I'm gonna feel about Dallas and their chances to get back to accomplishment.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can live comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.